By the end of this demonstration, you should be able to invoke a report or call a report from an Oracle form. In this demo, we will be creating a report which will display employees information based on the input of department number. The report which we have created will be invoked from a form which passes the department number as an input to the report. Let us dive into the demo. First of all, let us create the report which is required for this demo. Here I've already created the report. Let me run you through the report. The report query is this, which is an employees report, and it is having a bind parameter where department number is equals to colon p underscore department's number. This is my bind parameter for the report, p underscore deptno. Now, when I'm running the report, it will take department number as input. If I'm passing 10, it will display the employees belonging to department 10. When I run the report and pass it once again, it will display the employees who are belonging to department 20 over here. I have saved the report already inside my C drive. Let me navigate to that location. As you can see, I have saved the report as DEPT report inside the C drive, and the location, I have also noted down the location of this, which we will be making use of to invoke the report from the form. Now, for this, the second part of the demo, let us dive into the forms builder application. I am opening up forms builder and I'll be creating a new form. For that, I'm highlighting the forms object inside the object navigator of forms builder and click on plus symbol. So as you can see, a new module got created over here. Now let us dive and create the necessary items inside this form. The necessary item would be one text box which will be taking the input of the department number, and one push button which will be invoking the report, and we will be coding the necessary logic inside that button over there. So since I'm not dependent on the database for this particular operation, I'm making use of a control block. Highlight the data blocks, click on the plus symbol, and use the create a new data block or build a new data block manually option. Click on OK. Let us name the data block as meaningful name. I'm naming it as DEPT IP input underscore CB control block. Inside this, I will need two items. I'm highlighting the items part. I'm creating two items. Let me go to the property inspector or property palette of the first item over here. I'll name it as PI underscore DEPT number. This would be my department number text box. Let us give the prompt as department number. Click on OK. That concludes the configuration for this text box. Let me go to the property inspector, property palette of the second item. This item I will name it as push button underscore submit or view, depending on the context. This one would be a push button. The label would be submit. So the configuration has been complete for these two operations. Let us build the layout for this. For this operation, I'm going to the layout wizard. Click on next. It's a content canvas. Next. Display both the elements or the items. Click on next. The prompt for department number is already configured. Next. It's a form layout only. Click on next. The title would be department input, meaningful frame title. Next and finish. So this concludes the generation of the layout as well. Now we need to build the logic. So the logic would be whenever I press the submit button, the report which I have already created and saved inside my C drive reports folder should be invoked, and whatever value that I'm passing or placing inside text box, that value must be passed on to the report as well. In the report, my parameter name is p underscore DEPT number. So I'll go to the smart triggers when button pressed. Here I'll be making use of the begin and end. Now within this, what we need to do is we need to make use of a procedure called as show document. That is a part of the package web show underscore document. So for this procedure, there will be two parameters. The first parameter is the details of the server. First and foremost, what is the server in which my current application is running. So it's the local instance. I'll be making use of the URL in which my forms are running, generally running. That would be something like this. So this can be dependent on the machine that you are using over here. Uh, this is the one that I have configured, or the one that is being configured to me. Depending upon that, you need to ensure that you are using your machine's configuration details over here. IG. The port is 8889, and so the URL will be a little bit different from the forms URL. Over there you would have seen forms, and here you'll be seeing reports and RW servlet. So this concludes the first parameter, and then followed by the second parameter over here. Let me just expand the screen a little bit. The next one would be the report's location, ampersand. The report is stored inside my C drive reports folder. DEPT report is my file name, and the extension as well. So I'll be using that. So ampersand report is equals to so and so report location, followed by the destination format, ampersand des format. The destination format would be HTML. You can type it in as it is, followed by another parameter, destination type. So I'll be making use of destination type as cache, so that I'm conveying it to the form that boss, please open it inside a browser. Followed by the database credentials. Since the report has to be connected to the database and retrieve the information, I'm making use of the database credentials over here. Ampersand user ID. So the one that I'm using is Scott. So depending upon your accessibility, ensure that you are giving appropriate credentials, and the database identifier XE. Now, after this, the parameter that the user is passing over here, the department number, must be conveyed to the report as well. Inside the report, my parameter name is P underscore DEPT number. Let me just confirm that. Inside the report, yeah, P underscore DEPT number. So P underscore DEPT number, I will be invoking, or I will be passing my, I'll stop the URL over here. I'll be appending that with the value that I'm passing inside my text box. So that would be my block name, colon block name dot item name. Column block name would be DEPT IP underscore CB, and the block item name would be TI underscore DEPT number. So this concludes the first parameter, and the second parameter would be underscore blank. That means a new tab will be used for this report. Let us compile this. Yes, successfully compiled. Let me show the entire URL for your reference once. So web.show document. The first one is the URL of the server, or the on which machine my application is running, and the report location, and the destination format, and the destination type, and the user ID, and the parameter that I'm passing onto the report. And the second parameter for this web.show document would be underscore blank. Compile. It's successfully compiled. Let us try to run the form now. So I'm running the form, and I have ensured that my OC4J is already running. So the form will load up now. I will run the application. I will say okay. If any prompts are coming up, you can resolve them, give the credentials. Now the form has opened up. Over here, if I'm passing department number as 10 and click on submit, a report has to open up. As you can see, new tab has opened up and the report is loading up. And when you're running it for the first time, you may get some information such that you need to ensure that the pop-ups are taken care of. You can take care of those things. Okay, I can see another. Okay, I got an typo, as you can notice over here. Instead of AMAZ, I got AMZ. Let us just resolve it quickly. Okay, I need to close this off. I'll go to smart triggers, when button pressed. Sorry, I'll go to when button pressed. Alright, so you can take care of these things when you're typing. Just be careful about that. Let us run it once again. So as you can observe, it is the same URL. Instead of forms and form servlet, we'll be using reports and report servlet over there. Let me pass on 10. Yeah, as you can see, employees who are working in department 10, the report is being generated for them. If I pass 20 and click on submit, department number 20 employees are being displayed. This is how you'll be invoking a report from a form with the help of this procedure which we have written inside the button over here. For this purpose, we have already created a report and we have ensured that the report is taking a parameter. We have saved the report and we are invoking that RDF file from the form. With that, we are coming to the conclusion for this particular demo.